Hey there, Sharon with simplycanning.com here. I am putting together a beef barley soup for lunch today, so I just thought I would show you how it's done. This is all made out of leftovers, so I just thought I would show you what I do. Last night we had a beef rib roast for dinner, and after our dinner I took the bones, which are on this plate here, and there's just 2 ribs plus a little bit of extra stuff, some other parts, and I put them in the crock pot, covered them with water, and I poured in about a couple tablespoons of whey. You can also use apple cider vinegar or anything like that. I turned it on to high. This crock pot I use on high, and what you want to, your goal is to try to have it at a low simmer. And when I put this on high, it bubbles just gently, and so it's perfect. I left it plugged in overnight. It was plugged in most of the morning. We had breakfast, and it's almost lunchtime now, and so I am putting together a soup. Everything is already cooked, and so it shouldn't take long for this to be ready. But then what I did is I just took the bones out, and now I'm going to add all of my ingredients. I love doing leftover soups. This is the meat that was left over, was a couple slices. I just took it and I chopped it up. I ended up with about 2 cups worth of chopped up meat, so I'm going to add that to my pot. Sometimes I don't even have that much meat, and you can still do it. It still tastes great. I chopped up some carrots. I have about a cup of chopped up carrots. I'm going to put that in my pot. Let me grab a better spoon than that. This one's a little smaller. Chopped up those carrots, and I put those in my pot. And then I was getting ready to chop up some onions to put in here as well, and lo and behold, I have a half a pint here of chopped onions already ready, so I didn't even have to chop onions. About a half a pint, so I'm guessing that's probably just a little bit shy of a cup. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in there. Now, I also like to add some onion soup mix. This is a homemade dry onion soup mix that I make, and it's just a mixture of minced onions and onion powder, and what else do I put in? Oh yeah, and beef bouillon, powdered beef bouillon. I add that to this. So I'm going to add in, about a tablespoon of that. I don't measure a lot when I'm doing these kind of meals. So this is like a heaping tablespoon. You know what? I think I'm going to add 2. Make this one level. So 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of a onion soup mix to add a little flavor. And then I'm going to go ahead and add, I have a little bit of leftover mashed potatoes, and so I'm going to go ahead and add that in here too. Let me use this spoon because this is a little thick. And this has got some meat mixed in it. Whoops, I made a mess. So add those potatoes in there. It just makes your soup nice and thick. And then the last thing I'm going to add is some beef barley. Let me chop up these potatoes here. Forgot to get my barley out too, so let me go get it. Not beef barley, pearled barley. Okay, so here's my pearl barley. I just have this, store my stuff in the pantry in jars. And I'm going to add about a half a cup. This is a 1/4 cup. I'm going to put 2 of those in there. I'm going to stir this up. Everything is already pre-cooked except my onions and my carrots and my barley. But the meat is all pre-cooked, so I don't have to worry about timing on that. And I have about 2 hours before lunch, and so I'm pretty sure that this should have enough time to cook. If it doesn't, what I'll do is I'll check it about half an hour before lunchtime, and I will, if I need to, I'll just put it on the stove and boil it a little bit harder so that it'll cook a little quicker. But this is a super easy lunch to make. Makes the house smell really good, and it's a great way to use up your leftovers. One thing I want to point out is this broth was fresh made from last night. Like I told you, I simmered it all night. What you could do if you want to do something like this and you don't have broth already made is just use some home canned broth and still use up your leftovers in your fridge to make a really delicious soup. It's healthy for you, and it's a great way to use up leftovers. It feels like it's just a whole new meal. don't know about your family, but sometimes mine gets tired of leftovers. So I think that's it. Sharon Peterson with simplycanning.com, and you have a great day.